I see my name. I don't know. Dan is posting as me. Anyway, or there's a Greg here. All right, everybody. Good morning. So, title is the options expiration blow off underway. Well, certainly looks like it started 2 weeks ago, but yesterday afternoon things picked up momentum. You can see it was after 11 o'clock or so. Here, well, it started there at about 11, and then a little sideways there, and a kind of an intraday blow off, for sure. So yesterday's title slide was about hitting 20,000 and it missed it by a few points. I didn't, when I wrote that, I didn't think it would get there yesterday. And so the idea of a blow off, and, I did talk about, especially in the weekly letter, about quarterly options expiration. And these quarterly options expirations often coincide with turning points. And so back here, clearly the market's made a bottom and it's been going up, little pullback. If you remember, we talked about this big bottoming tail bar as opposed to this gap up reversal and, kind of a weird sort of a pattern. Anyway, straight up now, pretty much extended from the 20, wide range bar yesterday. So we talk about wide range igniting bars, ending bars. So ending bars do not mean the end of a trend. It means that momentum is going to stall. You're close to momentum stalling. And today may be a resting day after yesterday. I mean, we'll see, since things got extended. Or maybe they hit 20,000 and, back off from there. One thing, we don't talk about intraday too much, but this is something worth pointing out, because if you're not using at least this tool as an intraday trader, you're really missing a really valuable piece of information intraday. And that's the NYSE tick, which has been around forever. One of the things that changed with it was that we get these trending days where the ticks just stay in this neutral zone. This is something that started sometime last year. As I remember, we started talking about it in the room. Whereas years ago, this would just be a choppy kind of nothing day. And so, it was grinding here. And then, of course, the blow off. But you see here is where it reached the extreme. So having alerts at the extremes, plus and minus 1,000, or just a little under 1,000 or above it, you can see clearly just, after things are running up, it gives you a clear piece of objective information that things have got overblown in the moment. Whereas this one didn't quite hit the extreme, and it came out of a consolidation where this one hit right after the run up. And so it's definitely something everybody should be using if you're in intraday, to say, hey, if it'll even give you a heads up that, hey, maybe you're ready to press the button on something, and, here, tick extreme, maybe prudent to wait a few minutes or reevaluate. All right. All right, back to our day-to-day review here. So almost hit 20,000, wide range bar. Maybe it hits it today. Things, last I looked, were kind of unchanged. NASDAQ futures were up a little bit. Now they're flat. Let's just take a peek there. You say just nothing so far. These hit 20,000 yesterday. The futures, I think on here, intraday, they poked up there right near that when that tick extreme hit. And now we're getting a rejection from it. There's still 4 minutes to go on this chart, but you can see the rejection that's happening here. We'll see if it breaks, but in this time frame, indication of at least sellers attempting to take some control, and you got a void down below. I didn't see what the consumer numbers were. Talking retail sales numbers. Well, I think that's what you want to see, as far as thinking the Fed could cut interest rates at some point, where you see this weakening information. It's exactly what you want to see. So, that's balancing act between raising interest rates and slowing the economy, and the soft landing, and, trying to hit the bullseye, which is still, we shall see if that happens. They do, but yeah, so an initial rejection, which is not unusual, hitting a whole number, retesting a high point after a blow off type of a move in intraday. We'll see where it goes. Does it stay in the upper half? Does it chop around? Factory work, you've got some consolidation there. These bars, which you can see on this chart here, right, which we reviewed yesterday. You got those support areas, set alerts. You can use the cues. You don't have to use the futures if you don't have them. Not everybody does, but essentially the same thing. You don't get the 24 hours, but the data that occurs during the trading day is more relevant than what happens overnight. So you got an unfilled gap down here. Not that that's going to be in play. It should not be in play at all today. What we want to see is prices stay in the upper half of the wide range bar, chop around. Any close deep into yesterday's low point or below it, it's bad, right? In the short term, it could be a red bar ignored, but being extended as this is, having a bearish bar would have greater implications than not. Spiders, they are pretty much unchanged. A little, it's right here. So I still haven't figured out why this is set on 24 hours, why it's not updating, but we'll get to that sooner or later. So here you got an unfilled gap, 3 days sideways. So yesterday it was reasonable to think, hey, this isn't an uptrend. If it was to pull back into that area, there would be buyers, but it held there all morning. I mean, it started a bit higher. Some of the markets did, and then just chopped around. And then as it became clearer that it wasn't going down, it went up. And so now we got a wide range bar. This is a critical level of support. After a wide range bar, you got to raise your stops. And so we'll see, does it go a 5,500, 550? It's certainly within striking distance, and nothing of significance happening here so far today. Holiday tomorrow. So probably, I don't think too much is going to happen, but let's see. SPX, yesterday I said the high number is risky, right? The low number was the no-brainer, right? And the high number got hit up there. And I suggested don't do it. And the trend was up. It was a strength. So anyway, now the high number's above 5,500. That's a good thing. It's unchanged. I think the odds are on that side. Actually, since this is pretty much in the middle, they're still relatively close, but day before a holiday, I don't think either one's going to get hit. But, you're talking about this far from the 20. Well, it's further from the 20 than it was here, and so being far from the 20 is one piece of information. Do you actually get a reversal bar like this gap reversal bar? That was a significant reversal bar that resulted in, move down to the 50. And so now it's a little further from the 20 than it was, but it could get further from the 20, especially, in this week, which, I think until we get into next week, then we're going to really see about this options expiration, setting a short-term high. Just going to go through a few other markets here quickly. Transports, they went over the edge, was a cliffhanger, came back up. So that's holding for now. The Dow, that looked like it was going to roll over. So far, it's just holding. And look at the closing prices. Clearly this week is not done, but look at the last month, just going nowhere. Back and forth, back and forth. Interest rates down a little bit this morning. Certainly look like they're going to go lower after this move. Is that a good thing? I guess we're going to find out. as I mentioned in prior pre-market reviews, it's suggesting that the economy is slowing, and we see transports doing what they're doing, and some stocks that would imply that and would make sense. I'm not going to review the dollar. We know what's going on there. And so semiconductors is, right, and tech is the key, which still look great, getting extended, no doubt. Will it close? Will it even violate a prior day's low? So extended means, okay, from comparing to the most recent past, it's extended compared to that. One piece of information, does it close below a prior day's low? And that doesn't change the trend, but it's an objective piece of information to say something's different than it was the last 4 days. You don't need any indicators for that. Does it close below today's low, or is it an inside day? Does it go higher? The trend is up, here, and looks good. See, we get a reversal. Financials came back. Still there's so many different markets that look questionable versus, tech, S&Ps, home builders. When interest rates going down, that becomes really a balancing act. Whereas if we went back here in 2003 and beginning of 2004, interest rates would go down a bit and these would rip higher. Now, trading range for a couple of months, they came back after the interest rates dropped a relatively significant amount compared to the past few weeks before that. So it's a balancing act between mortgages are cheaper than they were and the economy slowing and all the other things that are going on in this world that people want to spend money, so we'll see how these play out. IWM, we always look at, there's just so many different charts we could look at that are erratic and messy and display uncertainty versus the bull market in select technology sectors. Software, deep retracement, that's encouraging, but it's at resistance. Retailing, so yesterday was kind of a weird day in that there were a lot of questionable stocks like this that came back with a vengeance. It just doesn't make sense, to me anyway. This was a stock that closed under this pivot after a consolidation. It had room to run and things just whipped higher. So to me, it's like it just, a rising tide lifts all boats, and did it in a violent way, which was interesting, unusual, and why I'm relating this to this quarterly options expiration. But we'll see how it all unfolds. Crude oil up a little bit here, market ignoring that, but this is potentially bearish information. We'll see if this breaks out above here. Of course, that's going to catch the attention of those trading this. Is like, hey, you know what? Deep retracement off of this breakdown, right back up again. If it clears this. So definitely keep an eye on that. And Bitcoin, little disappointment that it can't clear these highs, but that may be in the cards. It's just in a trading range for now. Little weaker. Was looking good, but just kind of a big. Is it a bottom? Is it a top? No, it's a trading range. So we wait and see which way this thing is going to resolve itself, and it's kind of a wide whippy range now. All right, I think that's good for me today, Dan. Covered a lot of stuff. We'll see how this day unfolds, and we're off tomorrow.
Good morning. Testing.
All right. Yeah. All right. What's going on?
I'm hearing two microphones echo. I know.
Mike, you got both microphones on, and you're logged in as me. Let me mute this one and see. Go ahead.
Testing one.
You can switch to your other one if you got. It seems you have two on. Let's switch to the other one. Unmute your other one that you're logged in as me.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm having another tech problem day, so I don't know how long this laptop. I told Greg, remember yesterday in the green room, I was complaining about my internet connection not working. Well, today I spent an hour with Dell and they say, yeah, I need a new motherboard. Yeah, my tech problems. So if this laptop goes out, I have the other one, big computer set up. I'll have to put a PC over there, but we'll see how long it'll last. Hopefully they'll get it delivered tomorrow. All right, a couple of alarms going off. Yeah, it's top of the line Dell. You know, I paid like $3,300 for it, but I'd say it's probably 2 years old now. All right, Trump here. We shorted this beautiful continuation pattern. You know what's interesting though, Alex? So we're just in trail mode. We covered another third pre-market. But you know what's interesting? You know, their stock's been on fire lately, right? Strong. And this was the longest time in history that the longest wait time. They started out with a recording. Oh, unusually high wait times. I'm like, here we go, another company doing well, cutting staff. All right, so Trump looks good. I covered another third. Microsoft, we have a bull call debit spread. We also had a put spread yesterday, but we met our target in one day. So this is gapping up, and I said, let's just move a 30-minute low with the market getting extended. We have a beautiful gain. All right, cyber. Did I lose my gap here? Oh, I had an up alarm. All right, spider's flat. I don't know why it's not showing pre-market prints here. Oh, it's gapping up. M&M, this is a continuation pattern. Gapped up yesterday, but look at the buy setup here on the 15. Now it's too far from the 20 for me as a swing, but this could be a fantastic little day trade buy setup right here. Kyle, I had an alarm. So this is a directional from a bottoming pattern, a little 1, 2, 3, 4. These are earnings. Lennar. I don't know why it's not showing my pre-market here. Pre-market caps, sessions, pre-market. I'm just having tech problems today. I'll deal with it. But
Mine stopped working too in e-signal. I don't know, but it's working in TC 2000 pre-market. So maybe there's something with exchanges. I don't know, Dan.
All right, so you see here it's 152, had earnings. And Sam, I don't know, I think you left already. I know you mentioned an earnings trade, and then somebody, Brocco or somebody, right at the market close, told me the condor they did, and I got so mad saying I'd be all over that thing. It was something like 170 call spread and 142 or something. So that's going to be a huge gain for whoever did that trade. Quamco here. Um, wow. Branginia, okay. All right, so this is earnings. It's a penny stock over the counter. Look at this pump into earnings. Greg was talking about wide range ending. So you had a wide range topic tail far from the 20. Now it's gapping to 48 cents. Those bulls who are still holding that are not having a good day. Pitco gapping up $1. Well, $1 on a $24 stock is, well, that's a big old gap, but there's no pattern. CGNT 838. I want to see how much room. Well, I'll keep it. That could be a 30-minute high trade. Kermit, 58 bucks. They're gapping to the bottom of this trading range. 10-minute low. Could be a day trade short. And that's all the earnings. Like General Motors, deep retracement, but reversal. I have an alarm at spot 4. I don't know. I got an alarm here. So it is a buy setup, but when you get deep retracements, you just don't expect a new high is all. But it's still viable. Right, knee had some news come out after the bell last night. And this is actually a pattern that you could trade up or down for a little swing trade. But since it started with this bearish gap, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bearish bars in the bottom 50%, and I still have a void here. And so it's gapping under this hourly support. That's a great short setup. Let's put that in the bottom right here. Oh, Lazy Boy was another earnings trade 30s. That's a big old gap on Sam's stock. All right, so that's it there. Let's just Walmart. I had an alarm go off. Again, I don't see the prints, but we entered this yesterday. Looks good. These are leftover watch items from yesterday. Oh, there's some other news items first here. Getting locked up here. All right, Philip Morris had some news about pulling some products off. Wow, this thing's been on a tear. But my other computer shows it down 98 spot 80. So that's a nasty gap on Philip Morris. On some news, Kroger got an upgrade. It's gapping up $1.45, but no pattern. Chug in the news talking about, I don't know what's going on here. I guess it's my laptop. Unable to access corporate actions data. The heck does that mean? No idea. Vince, so why am I looking at you? I don't know, but it's trading at 142. So it's a bearish gap. So I have no interest. Pitco I mentioned. HPE gapped up. We're in this as a core long. We have a covered call, but it's giving up the gap. So I'm going to set a tighter alarm, 2140. Crocs, continuation. That's bullish. That's very bullish, Crocs. Let me set an alarm 160 spot 40. But yeah, with the markets getting extended here, I'm not on the hunt for a lot of bullish exposure. But that's a nice continuation pattern. Chat, I think Sam mentioned this yesterday. It's an AI ETF, but all-time highs, you know, guaranteed. NVIDIA's in there. Greg mentioned Target yesterday, a nice reversal as a put spread idea. Foxtrot November. Closing breakout looks higher, kind of trades a little sloppy, but yesterday's your closing breakout. Duolingo. All right. Yeah, my charts are not acting right. So yeah, it closed at 206. This 15-minute chart is just not working. But that's a nice close on Duolingo. Let's watch that for a swing. All right, on YouTube, Pavel asking about TTD. Yeah, we mentioned this one yesterday, Pavel. It needs to get over the red bar. Pavel saying it's similar to Crocs. No, Crocs is superior. This was a gap negated, range expansion, 1, 2, 3, another gap, sideways, closing breakout, bullish weekly. No, I like this one a lot. I mean, this one's more ripe. It's more ready to go. Uber make, hey, look at that. This is just not working. This 15-minute chart, because that's showing 10 a.m. Can anybody tell me, is this what Uber looked like yesterday at 11 a.m.? And then I'll know the rest of this day is chopped off. I mean, that has to be what's happening because this is 6:17. Yeah, say the red, this is chopped off for some reason. All right, I figured it out myself. But that in retrospect, that would have been a beautiful entry over this 1 hour or 30-minute high yesterday. I don't have real time. Ah, really? Okay. All right, thanks, Alex. All right, so let me just go back to the big computer with TC then. All right, thanks. I had this ready for a backup anyway. All right, here we go. All right, there's old lazy boy. Now let's type in Uber. All right, so I'm just gonna be awkward here today because I don't have my normal equipment. So I got a 15-minute chart. All right, well, that's a buy setup with a bullish 15. So I'll put this in a window. I see core, CORR from yesterday. It came back. It was someone on YouTube mentioned it, and I said, yeah, I like this 1, 2, 3. And then it sold off a little in the morning, and I stopped watching it. But that was beautiful, beautiful 15-minute high trade yesterday. All right, Uber, um, this 15-minute chart. So it's already run a lot, but Uber looks great for a day trade. All right, Greg mentioning ELF. Yeah, it's like a breakout daily, weekly, buy setup monthly, price void. 5-minute high is $5 wide though, but yeah, looks great. And let me see. Jable up alarm. Yeah, I stopped it yesterday, Steve, at break even. Because I sure hope you stop break even and not at a loss. I sent out a telegram alert. All right, ELF 195 or yeah, they're too spready. It's 75 by 205. General Motors up alarm. Uh, yeah, we stopped break even, Steve. All right, AMD, we have a call spread. I had a low alarm. Let me see where we're at. Well, Steve, I don't know. We give you all the alerts in here that we give to Telegram if they're during the market day. But if you don't get Telegram, then that could be very costly. Marriott up alarm. AMD 165. There it is, 27 cents. HPE up alarm. Um, XBI low alarm. 157. Now mouse is acting up on the big computer. It's a brand new one. Okay. Mhm. Right, fiber looks fine, slow grinder. ETN call spread, but not liking it. XBI, we have a half lot, not liking it. Marriott up alarm, that was Alex, fine, good job. We met our target yesterday because it's not in open positions. Nice bottoming pattern, it's rocking. Yeah, no, we're out of Marriott. I didn't take it out of my binder. Jable, this was one we did a put spread into earnings. Yeah, GM, my alarm went off. Yeah, I said that was fine. Sure. And Don, because my laptop blew up. So this is TC on my big computer. All right, Ka triggered, long, bottoming pattern. Yeah, Don, I pay top dollar to get the best quality because I hate tech problems, and I still get them. Ka looks great. Diamond's actually surging here the most. That's a nice 15-minute uptrend. I actually looked for a put spread on this one. I liked it. It was a better turn than the IWM, but listen, that's greater than 100% retracement. Yeah, my alarm just went off on UHS. Yep, I was just about to look at it. Yep, I'll just set a new alarms. Hey, Tiva up alarm finally. That's been dead money for us. 190. Tiva, yeah, looks better. IWM. Hey, I did. Oh, up alarm. Yeah, because we're short IWM. And 200. Yeah, my break even alarm. So just so you know, Greg, we're break even on IWM short. block doing nothing. Maybe B. Yeah, that looks good. I actually yesterday told him to hold off. So we're not in this. But yeah, I like it. Um, yeah, I actually deleted it. What do you think, Greg? You like AVB as a new trade? The
New
sec
highs. It's
right, do you like the
a little
sector?
thin intraday, but should, be careful. It's got a 50-cent spread, which ain't bad for a $200 stock, but it looks like it should go up.
Let's just give them a bid amount then.
82-cent spread now.
Yeah. Nah, that's pretty bad. You guys tell them to bid for it, get filled or not.
Yeah.
Mixing. Mixing. Yeah, it got slammed back down, but I like that weekly a lot. So it's worth watching. John CFLT. I'm sure the target. It's in a downtrend, declining 20. Q's at the low. I don't know. TT is better because it's above the major moving averages. So yeah, I like TT better. Yeah, I was looking at that next. Well, it's up 4 bars, but he's saying put spread. And my answer would be Steve saying, I'd say, give me the numbers and premium. And are they spread? Are they tight? But it's not a good entry here. So it has to be far away. ELR. I don't like this ugly red bar over here. HPE alarm. We have core long on this. Alarms. Yeah, PM got bought. A gap down. EMN deep retracement now. So that yeah, I was looking at the wrong charts pre-market. Kroger. Wow, Kroger had a big old gap. Nice job on that Lennar Condor, you all. I would have been all over it if the market had not closed. And this knee I mentioned, gap's too big. There was some bad news, but under the low looks lower. Oh man, yeah, there's a nice bottoming pattern. Yeah, I like that one. So who was just asking me about mix this other one? John, here, let me find it. Um, John, CFLT. This one is superior to CFLT because this one is broken out. It's above all the MAs. You got a bullish weekly, you got a void. You see the difference? Uber got smacked down. So man H.